Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, and you are in my house. And what a delight to host you, beautiful soul, whether it's your first time or your thousandth time, which I don't think that it can technically be yet, but give it time. Time. Already coming through. You're welcome. And that's all you need to know. Wait, no. That's part of it. You're welcome, and you're loved. That's the part you need to know. You're loved. We've got a little buddy here, just so you don't feel alone, so you know you got some company. It's a little chunk of citrine. And as you can see, it's Lil. There it is, teeny tiny, full of, man, there's a name for that. Spangles, I think they're called. It's like this little multifaceted explosion in the stone. Really, really nice to look at. You could get lost in there, you know? But we'll get lost here instead. If you've got one, you can spend some time meditating on it when we're all closed up. So how are you feeling, beautiful soul? How's your heart? How's your mind? How's your form? The big three, the Holy Trinity. How do they do in you? It's interesting how sometimes, well, I don't know if it's sometimes, but it's interesting how silence precedes sound, and sound precedes silence. And for us, in our human experience, at least for me, the little reader, it's difficult to distinguish which is the OG, the original gangster, the first one. Did it all start as silence, or did it all start as sound? And of course, some would say simultaneity. Spirit itself would say, is there even a difference? But that's a big take. In spirit, we're little. We are little here. What can you give us? What can you give us? So that we can understand. A practice. A little something. Okay? Thank you. So about sound and silence, beautiful soul, there's a relationship here today, and they're particularly relevant today and maybe tomorrow. But as you know, for now, we're about now. We've spoken here before in the house about the power of silence and the power of sound. In many transmissions, we've listened to nothing. And in another transmission called How to Answer Your Own Prayer, we spoke of the power of sound, making one, whether it's something in language we understand or just the uttering of noise. Both are powerful. Both are related, it turns out, to form, the formed reality that we know and love. Faces, bodies, places, things. And if it's related to form, then it's certainly related to the mind, the realm of half form. That which has just occurred in form, or what will occur in form, that swirling in between realm that we call mind. And if it's related to mind, then it's certainly related to heart. Heart, which is emitting the frequencies. Sound, perhaps. That is then interpreted by the mind. And that filters all that which passes through our little mental algorithm. Maybe yours isn't little, beautiful soul. But as the little reader, it's all very small. So Spirit's bringing in this transmission for us today. Sound and the absence of it. A symphony that can empower us and us. And here's the practice. Spirit says, it's our judgment that differentiates sound from silence. Spirit isn't saying that it's a faulty judgment. Like, oh, silly you, little reader. Confusing sound and silence. No, I'm using my senses to perceive differences in my environment and to distinguish them. And yet, Spirit says, it's a judgment. It's an assessment. It's an evaluation. Which it seems we're doing in all ways at all times. According to Spirit, life and the richness of the experience that we are capable of, even in human form, my sweet friend. And if you're not in human form, that's okay. DM me on this side, we'll talk. We have the capacity as humans to have an experience beyond judgment, assessment, and discernment. According to Spirit, these gifts are essential for our survival in the world of form. But, as we know, there is life beyond the world of form. We just talked about the mind, a realm of half form. You don't think of an elephant and it falls out of the sky onto your head. It's half formed. You can perceive the elephant, but you can't immediately bring it into the manifest reality. And then beyond the mind, there's the heart. Emotions, inspiration, movement, magnetism, magic. Things we can't intellectually understand, which is why we usually shove them down there, because that's not really, that seems like, what could I possibly use that for? The heart. Not initially recognized by the mind or the form as a tool of survival. And yet Spirit has brought it to this space, the heart, as the next frontier for human consciousness, beyond survival. So let's put it all together. Sound, silence. They're one. There's elements of each in both, somehow. It's not a riddle. It's not meant to be intellectually understood. So gently, thank you, beautiful mind, place that tool to the side. Instead, feel this, sweet soul. In looking around at our environment and attempting to discern, this is that and that is this, and I need this and I don't need that. And I'll use this for later, and I'll leave that behind. And I'm tickled by this and annoyed by that. All of our judgments, discernments, and assessments. Put us in lines. Lock us in time. Categorize, limit, shorten, contract. Give them a kiss. Set them aside. Contemplate this practice just for the rest of your day or night. In all persons, places, and things that you encounter just for the rest of today, just for the rest of tonight, can you look at them and allow yourself to perceive both their sound and their silence? It could be a room. It could be a child. It could be a parent, a friend, a lover, a stranger. A pet. It could be an item, a rock, with all those pretty lights. Can you turn to it? Can you face it? Whatever it is that enters your field of awareness, of attention. If you want to get really edgy, it could be you. Just for a little while. Just for today. Can you perceive its sound? Can you perceive its silence? Both. Spirit's offering us this little practice as a way to dive into the heart, to connect immediately with all that is, with all we encounter, on a level that bypasses survival and opens something new. That awakens our own perception of a magic that's always at play, but we're never perceiving it. Look at it. Can you perceive its sound? And can you perceive its silence? Listen for both at once. And allow whatever song, whatever notes, whatever rhythm, whatever sensations, whatever magic, whether it's comprehensible or incomprehensible, to arise. and just witness the shit out of that. Those were not Spirit's exact words, but they approve of the translation. Make it fun. Make it playful. And let me know what happens. Until we meet again, beautiful soul, I'm sending you all the love I've got. Always more, never less, because you are so very worthy of it.